Have you always secretly been dreaming of owning a BMW X6, but it's too expensive or maybe too large for the area you live in? Well, the all-new BMW X2 is now, so to speak, a small BMW X6, and we have it in different versions, different powertrains. In this very review, we will drive the X2 M35i, the top spec in the combustion engine trim, versus the top all-wheel drive electric model, and then see how it plays out. How do they compare? Everything you need to know about this new generation with Thomas Autogefühl in full HD. Wait a minute, we're in 4K now. In 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go with the front, with a large double kidney here. Also optional with the iconic glow that is here, this illumination around the kidney. This is here also styling wise the M Performance model, the M35i of the X2. So you have this more aggressive look, a lot of high gloss black paint here. And this is also an individual BMW color. It's called Frozen Tampa Bay green. Wow, yeah, that is definitely screaming out, isn't it? Then the headlamps, you can see these are with these blue accentuations, the optional adaptive LED lamps. Here the daytime running light on the outside, main headlamp unit on the inside, and more sporty accentuations that would also appear when you have the M Sport package. Then here, wheels. These are 20-inch wheels. Overall, the portfolio is 17 up to 21, but these ones are already really sporty. It will be very crucial if they deliver enough comfort, because suspension-wise, you get a base suspension or the adaptive M suspension. But I have to say, BMW, I found it a little bit misleading calling it adaptive M, because to me, an adaptive suspension is always adjustable from the inside. You can pick the sport mode and it gets stiffer, you go for comfort mode and it gets softer. That's not the case here actually. It is adaptive in the way of passive adaptive. They are frequency selective dampers. That mean they react on the different impact they get, like quick or soft, and then they automatically adapt. But that means you cannot adjust it. So this one, since it is the M Performance model, does have the adaptive M suspension, and we'll tell you later when we drive the vehicle if that's fine for comfort or not. Length, 4 meters 55 or 179 inches, and that means it is actually 19 centimeters or 8 inches longer than the predecessor. It has grown massively, also slightly in wheelbase, and it's now also a little bit longer than the BMW X1 brother, 5 centimeters or 2 inches longer. But the styling, you can see the X2 has always been about this coupe styling. It's way more stretched now in this very area, and a really strong hip area you can see right there. And yeah, I always love this frozen paint, especially because when you hug or pet the vehicle, you can hear that actually. Look at that aggressive rear here, of course. When you have an M Sport package or the M Performance model, then it's even more aggressive, especially with the black accentuations in the lower part here with the diffuser style. And then real exhaust, I mean, massive. This is still a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, and that looks like a V8 or something, doesn't it? They're real. Then the new graphic for the tail lamps, like really, technology style, I would call that way, so not smooth at all. And then here the M35i has this huge rear wing that is also once again having that black contrast. Would you prefer rather a more subtle version, or do you like here the M35i style? Tell me in the comments. Ooh, turning indicators, look at that, how they replace the daytime running light, and they also have this pulsing effect like a heartbeat. Some actually do like that, but I've also read comments that some find this pulsing effect rather weird. What do you think? And in the rear, the indicators replace a part of the light. Quite fancy, isn't it? As for the engine lineup, this is the top spec 2-liter 4-cylinder, here also with the separate dome strut, M badge on there for the M35i. This one here, 300 horsepower in Europe, 317 horsepower on the Northern American market, 5.4 seconds in the acceleration figure, and all-wheel drive. There's like front plus rear on demand. This is the quickest model out there, the most powerful one. The next in line would actually be the IX2, the all-electric version at 5.6 seconds in the acceleration figure, powered by a 65 kilowatt-hour battery. That's not too large in the electric segment overall, you have to say. Other combustion engine versions would be a 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel or a weaker petrol engine, a 3-cylinder 1.5-liter turbo petrol engine if you want it a little bit more affordable. So this is the IX2 electric version. There's a front-wheel driven or an all-wheel driven electric version available. The all-wheel drive one and the second quickest one behind the M35i. And you can see here the inlet of this grille is different. This is then all the way closed. So this is basically the only electric look and the blue ring around the BMW logo. Other than that, this one is also equipped with the M Sport Pack, and that's why we also have the black accentuations in the lower part. And this is one of my favorite colors at BMW overall. This is Brooklyn Grey, and it just looks amazing no matter if you go for a sedan or for an SUV. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now taking the bets. Is there a frunk or is there none? Nah, this is also not something you can push up. There is no frunk actually. Yeah. But there's wiper fluid, at least. Key fob here with M colors in the M Performance version. Flush door handles, but they still give you a haptic feedback to open and close, by the way. You hold your hand right here, then it closes, or you put your hand underneath, then it opens with this keyless function. Then door closing sound is okay, nothing special I have to say. Then inside, this is soft touch. Then here we have a microfiber version. Different versions are available. Also cool here from the optional Harman Kardon sound system, this speaker design. Soft touch also here, but then hardback here. And there's also no inside covering, so there's no felt or whatsoever. Then this one, being the M35i, also gets the M Sport steering wheel with the contrast stitches on the inside. That looks pretty fancy. Oh, and also these shifting pedals here with plus and minus. That's cool. Then the seats, they are sport seats or comfort seats in general. You have fabric available. You have a high-grade leatherette available, for example. This one, however, is then the sport seat with the microfiber. So these come also with the integrated head restraint, and then here on the top part you can see there's like this perforated microfiber, and the colors of the M badge here, these different 3 colors, they shine through this perforation. That is a lovely job indeed. So the high-grade leatherette is also very soft, so-called Veganza material, and here some with the microfiber. Well, the sport is actually quite firm. So far so good, but I think the softest version would indeed be the high-grade leatherette version if you want like the best seating comfort in that respect. Steering wheel with a manual control, up and down, in and out, and also the whole process is also pretty smooth. I like that. And on the steering wheel, you still have real buttons to set the cruise control, for example, or here for the volume. I really prefer to have that. And headroom here without a panoramic roof, really a lot left with 189/602. Interior cockpit overview, 10.25 on the left, 10.7 screen on the right. Here, also with the microfiber inset as a deco element, but different deco elements are available here as well. The vents are still controlled manually, and the steering wheel from this perspective, again, you see the sportiness here, for example, also with the 12 o'clock marking in the lower part. That's very interesting. You basically have a seat belt for your smartphone because there's the inductive charging pad, and then it's being held tight. And also on the back part, there are cooling holes that it doesn't overheat. Just see the cup holders, they are not adaptive, and then this is happening, so yeah, they need to fix this. Flying middle console with space underneath, and on the console you have the shifting lever, reverse, drive mode, and for example here you can click for the driving modes. Glad to still at least have the manual volume jog. And I wondered, what am I supposed to put in here? Well, obviously not a smartphone, maybe a handkerchief? So the driving mode selection, you have to press in the middle console and then you have to switch and press in the screen to access the sport mode. But then this screen is staying. For example, then if you want to switch back to the GPS, you have to press nav again. Then you're back here, for example, at this navigation system. This is the car internal one. You can see it's actually quite responsive. This is OS 9 now, actually, so a new software version for that. And we, for example, also have Apple CarPlay. There's a hotkey here in the lower part. There we go. This is the CarPlay integration. The Harman Kardon sound system, by the way, is pretty decent. That's a good, rich sound indeed. Very three-dimensional as well. So like that, and the rest of the BMW internal system here. So this is then the main menu with all the apps, and I think once again it's just an app overload. Like, where am I supposed to find what? Live vehicle is always good for like consumption and so on. Digital instruments. When the car is running, you can always select the content you want to see, but you can also switch the whole layout of that system here. For example, this more classic view like this, or then this half view maybe. And one of my favorite features is always that when you have Apple Maps in Apple CarPlay, you can also have it here, the view in the instruments. BMW is the only manufacturer to offer that so far, at least what I have seen, and really with the map integration. That works with Google Maps when you have Android Auto, but Google Maps in Apple CarPlay, that combination does not work like here. And there's also a head-up display. It's a rear one projected into the windscreen. Now to the rear compartment. First of all, rear door closing sound.